So good morning, or rather good afternoon, everyone. And thanks, Dr. Sharkar, for those extremely kind words. Now I'm going to talk on the current role and future perspectives of artificial intelligence in echocardiography. And these are my disclosures. I'm not an expert on artificial intelligence. I never would have chosen this topic if I had other options. And I have not used artificial intelligence to create this talk. But to be honest, I must admit I tried ChatGPT, but the result wasn't satisfactory. So what is artificial intelligence? And I Googled to find a definition. And this is what I found. It is the ability of a machine to perceive its environment and perform measured actions to maximize its chance of success for a specified goal. Wonderful, isn't it? I like this definition very much. Only that I was unable to grasp the meaning. So I thought of digging a bit deeper, and this is what I found. These are two pictures. If you ask the machine or artificial intelligence to recreate the second picture along the lines of the first picture, then this is what you get. Amazing. This is artificial intelligence? Well, it's not as simple as this. It's a bit more complicated, but we'll come to that in a minute. Now, under the gamut of artificial intelligence are two terms that we must know. One is machine learning, and the other is deep learning. So what is machine learning? Now, in our medical schools, we were taught to recognize patterns in the ECG, echo, chest x-rays, and we learned and passed our examination. This was machine learning. So what you do in reality, you feed the machine or the computer with a lot of data, and they learn from it, and then later they would be able to independently interpret that data. And that's machine learning. So what is deep learning? Now imagine you have passed your graduation, post-graduation, and now you are a consultant with years of experience behind you. And now you're faced with a data or maybe an image which you have never seen before. So you do not have much knowledge about it. But still, with your knowledge, experience, memory, your IQ, you are able to decipher that data. So this is deep learning. What the computer does, it starts thinking like a human. It has developed a brain, which it actually walks through multiple layers of artificial neurons. And using its memory and experience, the computer is able to say certain things which otherwise they wouldn't have been able to say. And at times, this brain of the computer could be even better than that of human, probably most of the time. And they're also able to think very fast. So that's deep learning. Now, to give you an example, so a machine is actually fed with a number of pictures of dogs. And later, you have been shown this particular picture. Well, the machine is able to say, well, this is a dog. And then you feed this machine with a lot of pictures of penguin. And you show a different picture of penguin. And it's able to say, well, this is a penguin. But what if you provide this machine, ask this machine, what is this picture? Is it a dog or penguin? Well, the machine, with machine learning only, may not be able to say that. But here is where deep learning comes in. It would say that, well, it's actually a picture of a dog which is dressed like a penguin. So this is deep learning. Now, let's just switch gears and come to some of the current limitations of echocardiography. For good acquisition of image, we need good training. But there is shortage of trained staff. And why is it? Maybe that we are not good in training. Maybe that sonographers are not interested in their training. But then, in reality, we have shortage of trained staff. But again, we know that the interpretation is subjective and depends on the expertise of the staff. If you do not have trained staff, then the interpretation may not be accurate. Now, Again, there is limitation of human eyes and mind to register all the moving data, say in a video clip of an echo clip. For example, any of you have seen the latest James Bond movie? Well, I don't know the name, but say you have seen a James Bond. Oh yeah, someone put their hands up. What's the name of the movie? No? Okay. So imagine you have watched the movie, and then I ask you, tell me how many shots were fired in a particular scene. Will you be able to remember? Did you even register how many shots were fired? No. So similarly, all we see in an echo at the same time, we may not be able to register everything. That's the limitation. Now, many data that we need in echo is time consuming to gather, difficult to manage time in a busy lab. Now, you remember in late 1990s, there was a survey which was published in the newsletter of British Society of Echocardiography. It was published by Graham Leach. Some of you may know him. Now, in that survey, it showed that the average time for an echocardiography in the UK at that time was 24 minutes. And it hasn't changed much since then. You know what's the average time for echo in our lab? Guess? It's just 4 minutes. And this is just to show that we are more efficient than the British. Then again, echo, especially because of its workload, adds musculoskeletal stress on the operator, apart from mental stress. So these are many of the limitations. But how could AI help? It can help in automatization of tasks. Example, in determination of LV volume, mass, ejection fraction. It can save time. It can help in discovery of clinically important insights that human eyes may miss. And it can help in incorporation and analysis of echocardiographic and clinical data, which may help in diagnosis, determine prognosis, and help in decision making. Now, before we incorporate AI in our daily practice, we need to answer two questions. Is the AI-generated data useful? And is the AI-generated data accurate? So let us see what are the areas where AI could help echocardiography and whether they are accurate and useful.